mentally handicapped or just young, you don't have a chance. But if you're a police officer, you get all these special rights that we as normal citizens don't enjoy, and it's a violation of the Equal Protection Clause. And unfortunately, my appeal on that issue fell on deaf ears, both at the state and federal level.
And it's kind of sad, too, because I've known this for a long time, and I knew this before I even became an investigator back in my teen days, that if you're brought in for questioning, and I mean just brought in for questioning in a police precinct, at any time you have the right to stop answering any questions if you want to and walk out. The other thing is before you do, you don't have to, but it's best to say, you know, I'm leaving. I'm done. I'm leaving. If you're going to arrest me, and as soon as you do, I want a lawyer. Period. And don't say anything else.
People don't understand Miranda. They just don't. Right.
And especially in a murder case, if Jesse would have known that, the first instant, even after he was arrested, all he would have had to say is, I want an attorney, and things would have been different.
Oh, absolutely. And his own father basically handed him off to the police because there was a $50,000 reward for any information leading to the conviction of the killers. And so they even had a discussion with the police officer about what they were going to do with the reward money.
Wait, let's go back to one of the defendant's father handed him over?
Mr. Miskelly's father, my client's father, basically the police showed up at his house and said, we want to talk to your son. He said, sure, go ahead. And went to get his son and brought him back and gave him to the police officer, and he rode down to the station with the police officer with his father's permission. And they actually had a conversation between the police officer and both Mr. Miskelly's about buying a new truck with the reward money that he was going to get if he helped them.
And isn't he in the movie, in the very first movie, depicted as saying, I don't believe my son did it?
Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
And he got the reward money?
No, he didn't get the reward money, but the police told him that he would if his son helped him with the case, and so that was the pretense that he went to the police station under. And they even came back and asked Mr. Miskelly to sign the release for the polygraph, but they didn't ask for him to waive his son's Miranda rights, which was required under Arkansas law in 1993. And somehow the courts reasoned that since Mr. Miskelly was a juvenile, the adult law applied to, since he was tried as an adult, the adult law applied to him and not the juvenile version, even though he was 17, which I still don't understand.
Well,
you know, it's just, the studies have showed us that you have to have at least a 6th grade reading level before you can understand the rights form, the waiver. And Mr. Miskelly had a 1st grade reading level.
Okay, on the appeals where they've gone back a couple of times, the judges just throw it out. They say they don't want to hear about jury misconduct and this and that. Do you think the Arkansas Supreme Court is really going to listen on Damien?
Well, the easy answer is yes. I think that they will, and the reason that I think they will is because I have faith in the system. And sometimes the system is slow to correct itself, but I do. I have faith that the right thing is going to happen for the right reason. And if it doesn't, we'll regroup and continue the charge. That's what we're bound to do. And this is about justice, and not only justice for the West Memphis Three, but the other West Memphis Three, the victims and their families. They need closure in this matter, and they're not going to get closure until this case is solved. And I have faith in the system. Sometimes it breaks down. Sometimes it doesn't work the way it was designed. And sometimes we get caught up in the minute details, but I believe in justice, and I believe that right ultimately prevails.
I hope so. Will they, if the Supreme Court does grant, okay, is the Supreme Court allowed to just vacate the sentences, or would they only be